Now, according to a BeChokeAware campaign launched this week by PromedHome, over 125 Irish people will die each year by choking.
The campaign hopes to raise awareness of the dangers of choking. Here to talk about it are Fiona Campbell, we have Danielle Elms and Dr. Tony Lynch. Thank you all very, very much for coming in. Fionnuala, I'll just come to you first because we're so sorry to hear of the passing of your daughter, and it's in very, very recent times.
It's 7 weeks ago today.
So we're so sorry about that.
Yeah.
Tell us the story.
Well, we'd gone to work. We're both teaching assistants with special needs kids, and come home, and I'd left out steak for dinner. And we had our meal at about 8:30, and 9:30 I went next door to see my sister. We came back in, and I went to bed at about 11 o'clock, and she was up in the family room watching TV,
yeah.
Sherry. And I said, "Good night, sweetheart, and see you in the morning, don't be late." 3:45, my husband got up, and he said all the lights were on. He came down the stairs, and my daughter was, half her body was in the sink, and she was still standing, and he screamed, "She's dead, she's dead." And I ran next door to my sister. And the rest, the ambulances were called, but she had already been dead for over 2.5 hours.
You heard nothing, or?
Heard nothing, and our bedroom was up above the kitchen. She didn't disturb anything, nothing, absolutely nothing. And then when I was told at 5:30 that she was dead, my husband and I went, and she was lying on the kitchen floor. My husband and myself lay down beside her, and I sang my Sherry Amor to her, and my husband just told her how much he loved her. And she was a really special girl, but the one thing that I did see, because her head was to the side, I saw the lump of meat stuck in her throat.
So it was a lump of meat?
It was, yeah, because I'd left out 4 steaks, and there were 3 of us eating, and there was a little bit left. So she, after I'd gone to bed, she'd gone for a wee nibble, as young people do.
We do every night of the week.
Could do that.
You know, after you've eaten, maybe she was still hungry, and she just went for one wee bit of meat.
What age was she?
29.
29 years.
Dr. Tony, it's an unbelievable thing. You think somebody who's 29, an adult, you know, we associate, you know, if you think of choking with somebody who's very young, older, or has some issues.
Exactly. Well, first off, I want to commend Fionnuala for coming on and talking about such an incredibly heartbreaking.
It's such a raw time.
My heart goes out to you so early.
Yeah,
you know. So we're here for you if you need anything. I can spend some time with you later. But what I would say is, you know, the numbers show that choking incidents usually occur in the very old or the very young. So preventative maintenance is key here. So with elderly patients, we say, you know, can you use your fork and knife? Can you cut your meat? Have you had a speech and language therapist review your swallow? Have you got a complication such as a stroke or something that stops you from chewing your food? Do your dentures fit? Have you got adequate lighting so you can see the food? These are the little basics, preventive maintenance.
They're ordinary questions, but they're very, very important questions.
Yeah, they really are. These are the things that affect quality of life. There's no tablet or intervention like that kind of thing. You know, these are really important.
But how can it happen to such a young person?
This is part of the problems that we have as human beings. Accidents happen. And as I was saying to Fionnuala earlier on, there's no logic or good to be found in this story. None whatsoever. And the only thing is you're trying to work your way through it now by doing this work that you're doing. And this is hugely commendable. But other than that, this is nothing but heartache. This is the definition of heartache.
But it's easier to, basically I think what you're saying is that it's easier to choke than we realise, is it not?
Well, it's rare. As I respond as a pre-hospital care physician here in Cork City, and I work in a family practice as well, and I've had 3 incidents of choking in the last 12 months. One with a positive outcome in a young girl who was very close to me, and it was just so happened that I was close. I was nearby, and luck was in my favour. But others have been elderly patients in nursing homes who had a poor swallow, and I suppose that's what the vast majority of people will get to a stage of their life where they have an impeded swallow or a compromised airway as a result of eating some food, and they get
ways
pneumonia.
around that as well then to help you swallow. And,
there is,
I suppose things that you can learn.
Yeah, speech and language therapy, and you know, cutting up your food and textured diet, this kind of thing. But you know, and even properly fitted dentures. But you know, in this situation, we have one of these incredibly rare but incredibly heartbreaking situations. And I suppose there's 2 things that I would like everybody to realise. First off, having ice in the mind and fire in the belly when you come across a choking incident is easier said than done. And I've been at a few choking incidents, and even as a trained physician.
What do you do?
So first and foremost, you confirm if the person is old enough, are you actually choking? Your best friend in a choking situation is your gag reflex or your cough.
Yeah.
Can you get it up yourself?
Okay.
Don't go sticking your finger in people's mouth.
What about the Heimlich
So
maneuver?
first and foremost, if they can get up themselves, fabulous. If you feel that you are losing the battle, you come around from behind. And the reason you do that is you've got to get access to that bit between their belly button and their rib cage. Put your thumb and your fist into their stomach, and then you're pulling hard with the second hand, and you're letting physics be your friend. Okay. Now, with a younger child, we have a doll here. What you're looking to do is let gravity help you. So you under one, you have your hand here, you've got them down your legs like this, and you're doing this 5 slaps to the back.
Do you hit it hard, Tony?
You give it this go.
Give it a good belt.
You want to really get this foreign object out. With children, foreign objects are usually batteries, buttons from dad's shirt, batteries from a remote control. You know, once they get mobile, they're a hazard to themselves. You know that themselves. This is how they find out about the world around them. Preventive maintenance is key, but that's easier said than done for us all.
Certainly is. Daniel, I want to bring you in here as well.
You're a friend, of
you've
course.
just set up the Sherry Campbell Foundation as well, and you're doing different events around the place, aren't you?
We are. Primarily, we have started to set up first aid classes, which we're encouraging everybody to come along and learn what to do in an emergency situation. You know, as you say, you were lucky to be there for somebody, and
It's good to know what happens.
it's good to know
if it
what
happens.
if
It's
it
good to know
happens.
what
It's
to
good
do.
to know what to do. Yeah.
Yeah, and I know you've teamed up with Promed, who make this device. It's called the Life Vac. Daniel, you can tell us about this. Like this, you put on the person's mouth.
Yeah, that goes over the person's mouth, and you will push it down. Don't.
It is quite a suction. I did it
Yeah,
earlier
so
on.
it sticks on, and then you kind of pull it
and
back.
then you pull it, and it replicates a cough, and it pulls an
It
obstruction
has the
out
same
of the
force as a
airway.
cough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it,
So if you can't, something like this would be handy to have in your house.
well, yeah, I would have now. I'll have one in my house, absolutely. But it's you know, in conjunction with first aid and people knowing what to do in a situation. So that's the focus of the foundation.
Your message, though, you know, Finola, and being here so early to do this is basically to send out this message to please be aware.
I don't want
of choking.
anybody to go through what I've gone through, and I just want to put the message out. But the charity that Danielle, on the morning that this all happened, my husband said to Danielle that he didn't want Sherry to be forgotten, and was there anything that she could think of?
So the Sherry Campbell Foundation was set up as a result.
Was set up
Yeah.
with thanks
And
to
your mission
Danielle.
now is to educate and help and prevent.
And prevent, absolutely.
And I suppose, Dr. Tony, I suppose, know what to do in the situation. I suppose the first thing you do is panic if you see something happening in front of you.
Yeah.
But I suppose calm down and actually know what to do.
Slow down, take a breath, all right? Just take a breath and see what's going on in the situation. Be calm. If you have an unconscious patient, get on the chest, forget all the rest. CPR is your friend. What we advise is everybody to go do a BLS course, learn CPR. You can go St. John's, Red Cross, Civil Defence, we don't care.
Any
Learn
basic
CPR.
CPR course.
The impact of bystander CPR on any casualty that's unconscious is phenomenal.
Okay, thank you all for coming
very
in.
much.
Finola, thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Danielle as well. And we put all the details of the campaign, of course, onto our Facebook page. And you can pop over to PromedHome.ie and take a look at this device there, BeChokeAware. Sorry, it's PromedHome.ie /BeChokeAware.